Hi again. In this unit, we're going to explore the timing of the dream. Why do dreams come at a specific moment? Is that appropriate or not? Is that random? We will see that it is never random. It always has a very clear meaning. Let's look at our PPT. Dreams indeed are usually time-related, reflecting the dreamer's inner state exactly at that moment, as related to specific situations, conditions, feelings, or worries at the moment of the dream. There is usually a connection with immediate real-life situations, whether right before or right after. Dreams often offer a preview of what is to be expected or experienced in the coming day, in an extended perception of the now. The dreams sort of say to us, being who you are now, what you are now, this is the reality that is potentially coming towards you. So it is therefore useful to always check the exact timing of the dream, questioning the dreamer. When exactly did you have this dream? What happened the next day? What happened the day before? Can you remember? Often the dream will be related to some of that. The potential reality is totally reliable as an accurate potential. We can still avoid it, however, if we make appropriate choices, if we change our inner state or take appropriate action. So it's only a potential. It's not saying this is going to happen for sure. It's going to happen for sure if things remain as they are. So we always have the power to make things turn out differently than what our dreams have shown us. Remember this warning dream that I already shared with you, the woman and her baby. She woke up in the middle of the night, right after a shocking nightmare. The heavy lamp was hanging right above the baby's bed in the room next to hers suddenly fell down from the ceiling, hurting the baby. So she rushed to the baby's room and found her baby quietly sleeping, the lamp still hanging at the ceiling. So pushed by some inner prompting, she took her baby with her to her bed, going back to sleep, and half an hour later the lamp fell down indeed on an empty bed. So not as the dream had shown the potential, but since she had taken action, the result was different. So it is in most of our dreams. But often we won't be able to divert this potential reality because we won't get the message. Our dreams give us a preview of what is coming, and we will only understand the dream after the day has happened. Then we can recognize, oh yes, indeed, the dream told me this would be like this. So here a man dreams, I am in some kind of natural environment with rocks and river and trees. There are a number of seals on the rocks next to the water. And I see a wolf biting at one seal's tail, trying to get it out of a hole in order to eat it, presumably. The seal tries to escape, but the wolf pulls at its tail. When I see that, I shout at the wolf, clearly indicating, no, you're not allowed to do that, stop it. The wolf stops and comes close to me. He looks like a dog, quite gentle. I tap his nose, meaning, good boy, good boy. Translation: I observe my inner dog, the wolf, my sexual desire trying to grab a female animal, seal a female sexual organ. So I observe my inner sexual drive trying to grab female sexuality. I make it clear to my desire nature that this is not appropriate. My animal nature gives up and comes gently to a quiet state. Comment by the dreamer. The next morning, I wanted to make love with my wife, but she made it clear she didn't want to, so I had to keep quiet and bring my desire nature to gentle submission. It felt exactly like what the dream had told me. So this again is an obvious preview of what is going to happen soon. And that is what dreams offer us quite often. We can't identify the message before we have experienced the reality. And then we understand, oh, yes, indeed, I knew it. My dream told me. Let's look at this one. Another man. I am sitting on a stone wall bordering a lake with two other people, one woman and one unidentified. The woman turns her back to me and talks to the other person. The water is right next to us. The atmosphere is quiet and the place is beautiful. All of a sudden, that woman's child, or is it my child, that sits between her and me, falls down into the lake. I promptly extend my arm and catch the child just as it reaches the water. I bring it back to my lap and cuddle it. The woman hardly noticed. I wake up. Translation. I am in my outer environment, close to my emotional nature, the lake. Things seem quiet. People don't pay too much attention to me. Then my inner child, my growing part, suddenly falls into my inner waters and has an emotional experience. I rapidly succeed in turning things around, avoiding an emotional disaster, the child falling into the water. I just grab it. So I succeed stopping a potential emotional disaster. And the other people don't even notice. Here also, the dream made sense only at the end of that day, when the dreamer realized it was related to what he had experienced that afternoon. He says, it was Sunday, and I went for a walk with my wife and one of her colleagues. She and her colleague spent a lot of time talking together, and I felt left aside. After a while, I became really emotional about it, the inner child falling into the water. But I didn't say or show anything. Towards the end of the day, however, I managed to let go of my resentment, deciding it was not worth making trouble about it. The incident was over. So indeed, he had succeeded in keeping his inner child, the reactive part of his being, out of a kind of emotional crisis, out of the water. The dream had indeed given him a very literal preview of that experience. Dreams may also indicate guidance that is valid for all the time, now and forever. So the time relatedness will be the fact that they are coming up at the right moment where the dreamer's awareness or outer conditions may invite his awareness to open up to a new insight. So they come at the right timing. But the validity of the message, the guidance, is for always. So the guidance comes, as a reflection of the dreamer's present level of consciousness. So remember, another dream I already shared with you. I am playing cards with 4 or 5 people around a table, like in a casino. We play for money. And I have been playing for some time, making small gains. But I wanted to make big gains. So I decided to put everything I have at stake for the next round. Big risk, but big earning possibility. I play and I lose. Game is over. I go back home without any money. But back at home, I open an old cupboard in which, to my surprise, I discover a huge bunch of high-value banknotes. Wow, I didn't know that I had all that money. I feel rich. So here the dream offers a very interesting message. You have everything you need. If you make choices just for the sake of making money, you will lose. But don't worry about making money, just know you have money when you turn inside. This message has proven to be fully reliable, not only then, but all my life. At least for me. You can try it. It probably works for you as well. Dreams may refer to a reality that is true for the dreamer only and in the present moment only. It may be different the day after, the week after. For example, emotions may be gone the next day. An exhausted horse may indicate physical exhaustion that is very temporary. So what is true now is not necessarily true tomorrow or the week after, next month, whatever. So just look at that. Sometimes it's always true, sometimes it's just true for now, reflecting right now. You have to identify what is really the message. Occasionally, your dreams may also refer to a wider stretch of our life path, distant memories, or to future perspectives. So the sense of now of the dream is totally different than our sense of now. It encompasses the whole, everything. There is no time in absolute reality in our dream intelligence. It's all right here, right now. And again, this will come at an appropriate timing for the dreamer, when there is a trigger in his real life or a readiness in his awareness. So do remember, memories bubble up when they need to, when it's appropriate, when the dreamer is ready.